It's time for business news with Richard Southern. And Richard, one of the province's largest casinos is getting ready to reopen later this week.
Yeah, I was down in Niagara Falls today, Erica, and went into Fallsview Casino, and I was the only one in there. It was empty, and it's been empty for 16 months. These guys have not opened since March of last year, but that's going to change. Fallsview and Casino Niagara both are reopening this Friday morning, and you're going to notice it looking bigger. Fallsview has taken those 16 months to expand the casino. They've taken over some of the retail stores. They've also installed this. This is an electronics craps table, so they have some new games installed as well. They're also working, and this is big, they're working on what's called the sports book. The federal government, Erica, recently allowed single-game sports wagering in Canada, and Fallsview's CEO tells me they're eventually looking to take advantage of that.
Not for our reopening. Eventually, we do hope to have that. We've got some space already programmed on our gaming floor. We are very excited about that prospect. It's one of the elements of our resort experience that we don't have. But with the legalization of single event sports wagering, it is something that we are definitely motivated to put on our gaming floor, and we're excited to embrace that and install that as soon as we possibly can.
Now, Erica, I was down there checking out all the many COVID precautions they have in place. One of them could be considered a little controversial. My full report on your first look inside Fallsview coming up. City News at 6 around 6:20. I hope everyone tunes back to check that out.
All right, looking forward to it. With border restrictions being eased, Air Canada is adding more U.S. destinations to its schedule.
Yeah, it was music to the ears of Air Canada, no doubt, yesterday, Erica, when the federal government said that vaccinated travelers from the United States can come back into Canada. WestJet said it's going to go ahead now and add 220 total daily flights between Canada and the U.S. So kind of almost a full schedule of flights between the two countries. And very important note here, Air Canada says that onboard services, things like food and drink, will be totally back to normal for U.S. flights that are longer than 2 hours. News just crossing as well, Erica, from WestJet, just in the last few minutes. WestJet said it's no longer pursuing a bailout with the federal government, a repayable loan. Air Canada, Air Transat, Porter, they all got repayable loans from the federal government. WestJet, though, said no longer pursuing one. We don't know the reasons for that, but it is a privately held company. Perhaps didn't want to give up any equity. We don't know, but a notable note there tonight from WestJet.
All right, and finally, we saw global markets plummet yesterday amid concerns about the Delta variant of COVID-19. Richard, what kind of mood were investors in today?
Oh, yeah, good mood, Eric. It's almost like Monday didn't happen. What sell-off? Investors bogged right back in today when the closing bell rang on Wall Street. The Dow was up 549 points, almost recouping yesterday's loss. The TSX was up 216. Speaking of the airlines, they really led the way back today. The airline stocks were up sharply. It just shows how resilient stocks are, even though the Delta variant is taking hold in the United States and globally. Investors really buying that dip, as it were, on the markets. Netflix reporting earnings, by the way, after the close tonight. Beat on the top and bottom line, but reported fewer than expected subscribers. In fact, Netflix says it lost 430,000 subscribers in Canada and the U.S. during the quarter.